Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. Um, this is an update on Somalia's politics and what's happening in neighboring Somaliland, which borders Somalia. So it's been an interesting 6 months for Somalia since President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, uh, currently the new president of Somalia, who has in fact been elected twice. So he's actually the first person in Somalia's history to be elected twice to office as president of Somalia. So, um, so a lot of things are happening in Somalia at the moment. Number one is tensions in Somaliland's Lascanood town. So basically, Somaliland is an independent country which borders Somalia. They have been independent for the last 30 years. It's a fantastic country with fantastic people, and they have achieved so much, which is, really impressive. Also, also, so it's really, it's really surprising to see that there's tensions in Somaliland from the time of Los Anod. And so I would say to the Somaliland people, it's time for you to come together, be united under the umbrella of Somaliland, to just drop the politics for a section for a second. I know some of you guys are against Musabihi. I know some of you guys are pro Musabihi, but at this stage, uh, it's very important that everyone comes together and becomes united, because what is happening in Somaliland is there's outside forces that are trying to destabilize the country, especially since uh, oil has been discovered in Somaliland. So you have outside forces that are not happy about the achievement of the Somaliland government and the Somaliland people. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to use tribal elements from Los Anod to destabilize Somaliland and ruin its peaceful reputation. And I would say that these elements are linked with former president Formaggio. And from what I believe, it looks like this is what he does, because he was doing it for the past 5 years in Somalia. He's been killing a lot of people in Somalia, targeting the Hawiye tribe, killing its most educated and influential people, and he's been collaborating with Al Shabaab to um, put pressure on the Hawiye clan. He's been stealing, he's been robbing. He's even went as far as to kill women. He's killed Ikhran Tahlil. He's killed MP Amina Mohammed from the Galjal tribe, the Hawiye Galjal tribe, trying to scare and intimidate the Hawiye people. So people of Somaliland need to come together, and they need to be united more than ever to protect their country, to protect their stability from outside forces that have evil intentions. So, Alhamdulillah, currently the town of Las Anod is peaceful, and Somaliland police, shout out to them. I just want to shout out to Somaliland police and Somaliland military forces, who have been very professional, who, despite being under tremendous pressure, who have kept cool and calm and protected the property and lives of the civilians of Lascanood. So shout out to them; they're being very professional in such extreme circumstances. Um, so well done to them. And yeah, so yeah, so and the town of Los Anod is very peaceful. You have misinformation from tribal elements uh, who were in fact these are the same tribal elements that were responsible for the Somaliland genocide 30 years ago under Siedbra, who are trying to spread false information, rumors to create conflict in Somaliland. So this is not true. The town of Ras Anod is peaceful. People are just going about their daily lives as normal in any other, just like in any other town in in Somaliland. So so the next news, the next big thing that's happening in Somalia is President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud's heroic and heroic government offensive against Al Shabaab. The President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud started this campaign only 4 months ago. Immediate, in September, in around September 1st, 2022, as soon as he got elected, he made it clear that his first priority was to dismantle the terrorist organization Al Shabaab. This is a terrorist organization that has made it routine to target Hawiya civilians in Mogadishu, in the capital city of Mogadishu. What they would do is every few months they will, you know, kill hundreds of people with explosives, suicide explosives, and machine gun people, which is insane. Like, that's genocide, you know. And the previous administration under Formaggio actually, helped encourage Al Shabaab to commit genocide against the Hawiya population in Mogadishu. So Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud has been very successful in his anti-Al Shabaab campaign. He's managed to liberate huge areas. We're talking about regions. We're talking about Hiran region, which has been completely liberated. Of course, he would never have succeeded if he never had the support and loyalty from Rehiran, the Hawala clan, uh, led by Ali Jeta. Ali Jeta was, he's a hero because he was the one who said enough is enough to Al Shabaab, and he started. Uh, he really started a momentum against Al Shabaab. So props up to Ali Jete. And since then, Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud has given huge resources to Ali Jete and his man in Iran. They created a very powerful unit known as Mu'usle, which have been absolutely fantastic against Al Shabaab. They completely destroyed Al Shabaab. Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, along with Mahad Salad, then continued to destroy Al Shabaab facilities and tax revenues and offices and checkpoints around Mogadishu. And yeah, so and then Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud sent in thousands of troops to middle Shabelle to help the local Abgal militias get rid of Al Shabaab. And this campaign has also been very successful to the point that these militias have also entered uh, Galmudug. So it looks very promising now. Hassan Sheikh Mohammed's campaign has been it looks like a huge success, And all that remains is the southern parts of Galmudug, towns like Wahbo, Elbur, Haradair, and Alder to be liberated. Then the Somali army and its local Muslim allies can then turn around and just completely liberate the small parts of territory left in Iran and then move towards Bay and Baykal. Much of Lower Shabelle has been liberated thanks to Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud and head of Somalia's intelligence service, Mahan Salad's efforts. But the special shout out has to go to the drones, which have proven to be very useful in Somalia's um, battlefield. Al Shabaab have no answer to this. They don't have a chance against the drones. What the drones can do is identify them and destroy them without one Somali soldier or one Muslim militiaman allied to the government getting hurt or injured. So the drones have been, a fantastic tool to have. I just want to shout out the United States and the Turkish government for both supporting the Somali government and the Somali people to have this drone capability to, you know, completely destroy Al Shabaab. Also, the other one of the other big news coming from Somalia is that the Somali government has been very successful against Leftegren, who's who's the who was the president of Southwest State, who tried to get an illegal 1 year extension. Leftegren was an ally of the former president of Somalia. I wouldn't even call Farmajo president of Somalia because he was never really president of Somalia. He was just a tribal warlord. He was so this man was allied to Farmajo, and now, thankfully, it looks like the government. Thankfully, the government of Somalia has has the upper hand, and inshallah, elections will be taking place to bring someone who who the people of Southwest State wants, especially the Hawiye people who have one whole region known as Lower Shabelle to themselves. Under Formaggio, they never really had any representation in Southwest because, like I said, Formaggio really hated the Hawiye clan, and the Hawiye clan was supposed to get vice presidency of Southwest State, and Luftegren was uh, pressured into not naming, not allowing any representative of the Hawiye clan to get their rightful position within Southwest State. So it just shows you what we had to go through under Formaggio, the racism, the discrimination, the killings, the murders, all that nonsense we had to go through. So there's a lot of good news coming out from Somalia. It's just incredible. Who would have thought that Al Shabaab would be being being would be losing to to the Somali army that's not even well equipped. Who would have thought that? You know. So it looks like, inshallah, it looks like Al Shabaab won't exist after 2023. So, mashallah. So that looks really fantastic. There's a lot of good things coming from Somalia. There's a lot of good news coming. There's a lot of good hope for the people. And the other big news is that recently the Somali government had a meeting with Somalia's local administrations, such as Puntland, Jubaland, Galmudug, Hirshabelle, and yeah, all of them. and all of them managed to sign an understanding with Somalia's federal government on paying taxes and finishing the constitution. I think it was only Poland that refused to sign uh, to sign and some of the key points, but still, nonetheless, Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud has succeeded, and basically, if Poland wants to get any infrastructure or investment or loans under Somalia's name, it needs to sign those tax tax raising documents. Otherwise, it won't be included in the IMF and World Bank loans. So yeah, mashallah, a lot of good news from Somalia. We're in a much better situation than 6 months ago, and there's big hope now. So Alhamdulillah, there's just incredible. Who would have thought? Thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala who's just made it possible. I just hope it continues and it gets better and better, which I'm sure it will. So thank you so much, everyone. Take care and keep stay tuned for any updates on Somalia.